Brady Ross was smiling beneath the ski mask he wore. He strode out into the road and opened fire with an Atchison assault shotgun, shredding the front tire on the armored car, as on the left side of the vehicle, his partner Jake was doing the same. The tires were equipped with plastic liners designed to help the vehicle's occupants to continue driving, even if the tires were flattened. But the liners were also destroyed by the shotgun's blasts, and so the truck was essentially riding on its rims. As the armored car, which was actually more of a truck, lumbered past them, Brady and Jake rolled out of the way and into a ditch at the side of the road, as a third man, Craig, set off the charge that was hidden inside a bright orange traffic cone. The directional blast was massive, and its force slammed into the side of the armored car, and for a second the truck continued driving along on only two wheels. Beneath the mask, Brady grimaced, as it looked as though their plan was about to fail. But then the truck tipped too far, fell onto its side, and scraped along the highway while leaving sparks in its wake. Craig had been following the vehicle on foot after the blast went off, and his speed placed him just yards south from where the armored car finally skidded to a stop. Before the guards inside the truck could regain their wits, Craig attached a second but smaller charge magnetically to the rear doors before moving to safety by hugging the roof of the vehicle, which had come to rest upon its left side. The charge tore apart the lock on the doors, and the guards inside stumbled out with their guns up and ready. Brady and Jake rose out of the drainage ditch and showed themselves, drawing the guards' attention forward, and that's when Craig fired at the men from behind with a shotgun. Both guards went down, but were still alive because Craig had been using beanbag rounds. He fired at each of them once more as he drew closer. That's when the driver of the armored car flung open the door of the cab, pulled himself up, and took aim at Craig. Brady shot the man, and he too was using beanbag rounds, but the shot hit the guard in the right temple and the man dropped like a stone back into the flipped-over cab. While they normally held money, this armored car was transferring valuable works of art from one museum to another. Inside the vehicle, there were 30 rectangular containers. They were blue, resembled briefcases, and were several different sizes. The cases had handles, and there were alphanumeric codes printed on their sides. As Jake placed plastic restraints on the guards from the back of the truck, Craig, who had memorized the specific codes, identified and gathered up 2 large cases. The cases contained 1 valuable painting each, and combined, they were worth 12 times more than all the artwork left behind. While that was happening, Brady checked on the guard inside the cab. "Hey, in there! Let me see your hands." There was no answer. Brady moved around to look through the bulletproof glass of the windshield and felt sickened by what he saw. The guard was dead. The man's sightless eyes were staring back at Brady in an unblinking gaze, while there was a trickle of blood coming from the right ear, near the temple struck by the beanbag. Beanbag rounds were supposed to be non-lethal, but they still hit their targets with massive force. The unlucky guard must have been struck just right. Brady stared at the guard with regret. He had killed before, but this job was supposed to go smoothly and without anyone getting killed. No one needed to get hurt on a job, and if anyone did, it meant even more trouble from the law. A van approached at a high rate of speed and broke Brady from his trance. He pulled his eyes from the dead guard and saw Mitch, the crew's leader, pull up in the getaway vehicle, a stolen van with the name and logo of a power company displayed on its sides. They had used one of their favorite tricks for this heist, by having Mitch follow the armored car in the van while it was on its route, until it turned off the highway and onto a less traveled road. Then Mitch blocked the road entrance with the van and immediately jumped out. Afterwards, he placed plastic sawhorses with signs attached, warning that high-voltage wires were down across the roadway. Before Mitch did his part, Craig had already blocked the other end of the road in a similar fashion, before getting into position to set off the blast that would tip over the truck.